everybody. It's time for our version of Monday Night Football. It's Monday Noon Football. Welcome inside the South Point Hotel and Casino. Behind us is the famous South Point Sportsbook. It was hopping all weekend. This show is called Punchlines. It's a mix of sports, comedy, conversation, and some gambling advice. I'm Frank Nicotero, longtime comedian, lifelong sports fan, all-time Steelers fan. And today's show, well, we are all pumped to do it, but not as quite as pumped as this dude who won some cash kicking a field goal at a Montana Grizzlies game this past weekend. Here we go. 25-yarder. Boom! Now, Ryan, how much money did he win?
$1,000.
$1,000. You would think he won $1 million, Alex. Look at him. When you think about it, though, land in Montana, you can get like 5 acres for like $1,000, I think. I don't know. But look at him. $1,000. He falls over. I've never seen anybody this excited to win $1,000.
That is so great.
Is that great?
I think he's
Look at the mascot. What's up?
just excited that he made the kick.
He's excited that he made the kick. I mean, look, that's what it is. It's not about the money. It's about making the kick, right?
Yep.
All right, who am I talking to? Everyone's wondering. Well, behind the glass, he's like the last week of summer. You reflect on all the fun you had with his sunny graphics, one-liners, and posts, but you look forward to an epic fall of football fun and friendship. Our producer, Ryan B. McCormick, everybody. Hey, Ryan. Ryan, what's up for the last Monday show of September?
Well, it's going to be a good one. Being
Okay.
that we've got a bunch of good posted punchlines. We've got a very fun guest to do a bunch of fun games with.
Okay.
And yeah, that's just a little bit
There
of
was
it.
a little delay there. And Alex, you have one too now. Flag on the play. Delay of game on Ryan. Didn't have the rundown ready. If you open that box there, you and Caden also have 2 penalty flags. Alex, there's yours during the show at any time. If I make a mistake or something you don't like, you can throw a flag. Caden and Ryan, you have to arc it over the glass. Here's yours, Alex. Keep it close. This is called Board on a Sunday and ordering off of Amazon. So we now have penalty flags.
We should have challenge flags.
Yes.
Challenge flags.
I agree.
That's gotta
That
be the
set
next
was a few
investment.
dollars more.
Gotcha.
The red ones are the challenge ones. We can make these red. Just get a Sharpie. Could be a flag. It can be a challenge flag.
Yeah.
It's both. Should have spent the extra $10. All right. Anyway, on the show today, sitting next to us is the one and only 2-time national champ. She's here on Mondays as part of the MNF, which is McCormick, Nicole, her middle name, and Frank. Alex White is here. Yay, Alex White. Alex, what's happening?
Not much.
Full weekend?
Full weekend.
Weird day yesterday in the NFL, which we'll get to.
Crazy day in the NFL, yes.
Sportsbooks were probably very happy. I just noticed Caden was smelling his flag back there. They smell new. It's a fresh flag. Very strange boy. Anyway, what was your number one takeaway from the weekend?
I guess just don't be too sure of anything. I mean, those favorites definitely looked really good in week 1, but a lot of live dogs.
I heard a lot of people saying today on TV, like, "Oh, well, week 2 is when you find out if the teams were really good or really bad on week 1. You shouldn't bet." Of course, they say that now. Of course, if all those teams that won in week 1, they'd be like, "What'd we tell you? Week 1, you learn," but you don't. So it was a very confusing week. A lot going on. We will cover a lot of that during the show. We do have a comedy clip of the day for you guys. We don't want you to forget about baseball. And it's it's the White Sox. It's not the Cubs. How are your Cubs doing, by the way, in the wild card race?
They're hanging in there.
5? Are they still around 5?
I think they are under. I think they're at 4.
Oh, really? It's gotten lower.
I think.
Could they sneak in, possibly?
I hope so.
All right, well, you look across town in Chicago, and you have the Chicago White Sox. They have 36 wins, I think, like 15 games left. Are they going to win 4? Will they get to 40 wins?
They just won 2 in a row.
Okay.
They're trying.
Well, there you go. They're trying. So anyway, their star pitcher, Garrett Crochet, him and his wife, Rachel, went down to a very famous popcorn. Have you ever had Garrett's popcorn?
I have not.
I think that's the one for Modern Family that Cam makes Claire get when she's in the airport. Anyway, very famous popcorn place, same name, Garrett's. So a fan wanted to take a photo of him and his wife serving popcorn, and this Karen had a weird comeback or a weird request. So turn up the volume here. Here we go.
Oh, there is no volume.
There's no volume?
Uh-uh.
Oh, we can use the volume?
The one, it sounded super slow-mo, the one that you sent. I'm not sure what happened.
Anyway, she said, okay, right before she took this, she goes, okay, say, I'm going to try and do better next year. And his wife's packing popcorn, and she gives her a look like, what the? Yeah. really mean. Like, that's like the worst thing to say to a professional athlete. And they kept her calm and just, she got her popcorn and she left.
Wow.
That's actually pretty funny.
It is fun. Okay,
I don't think it's that harsh. Because she could have been a lot worse.
Yeah, but he's having a great year.
That's true.
Although he's tailed off, though, compared to that hot start. He's no Scooble. But
he doesn't get any backup, yeah.
He hasn't pitched much, has he?
Is he the one who demanded that he had an extension, or is it Scooble? Again, I'm confused.
Scooble.
Scooble, yeah. He's like, well, if you trade me, I need an extension immediately.
Yeah.
And every team's like, okay, you're not that established yet.
Yep.
Although he could win the Triple Crown. We'll get to that later. All right, it's time for roll call. We have roll call. Roll call. That's all right. Don't worry about it.
No,
Here.
I got it.
Okay.
Oh, flag on Jerry.
Right now. There we go. I've never heard the music on that. Is there music to the roll call?
Yeah.
I was just heard the bell. I guess I'm always just talking over it. It was very serene music. It was very nice. All right, so here we go. Who is in the chat room? We got JR there. Now, I had offered a question up, a little comedy class. Give us a punchline for watching the Cowboys get blown out at home by the Saints is almost as fun as fill in the blank. Kate. JR said participating in an animal cookie party. All right, we've well established. I will not eat those. Joey B, good afternoon, punchlines. Good afternoon, chat. Ryan McCormick is watching punchlines. Well, he's here.
Well,
Joey B.
That was the punchline.
Oh, almost as fun as watching punchlines. Oh, there we go. Okay, I didn't know. Frank, there was arguably 50% Steeler fans here in Denver at the game. Amazing travel with Steeler fans and transplants attending. Yeah, Joey B. The local sports guy that I follow who does live tweeting during the game, he said on the train he felt like it was going to be half. He goes, he was shocked by how many Steeler fans were there. As we know, Steeler Nation travels really well, but Denver is one of those cities where they usually don't let that happen. But I don't know.
Last few years.
Yeah, right. They haven't been that good, right?
Yeah, fallen off a little bit.
All right. So JR says 1K goes a long way in Montana. The $1,000 kicker's name was Thomas, says Keith Lyle. White Sox sadly won 2 in a row against Ryan's Las Vegas A's. Ryan loves that.
I don't know who the Las Vegas A's are.
And Caden says watching them get blown out is almost as fun as Frank's new haircut. Thank you for noticing, Caden. All right. Moving on. All right, it's time. We should let the cat out of the bag, Jerry. Jerry's filling in today, doing an awesome job cutting the show. It's time for That's Crazy. There we go. All right, Alex, that's crazy. You combed the internet?
That's crazy.
Yes, he did it. I was wondering if Jerry was going to do the and meow. Way to go, Jerry. Alex, what do you have for That's Crazy?
I'm sorry, I don't know his name, but the center for the Green Bay Packers.
Suck.
Green Bay Packers.
I couldn't care less.
Green Bay Packers.
Suck.
Okay, there you go. Yeah, some guy for the Green Bay Packers. That's all that's
Yes,
important.
the center. So he threw up on the ball before he hiked it back to Malik Willis.
Never thought I'd hear Alex.
Malik Willis refused to throw it after that for good reason.
Yes.
So now here's a clip of McFleur telling you about it and what happened.
I asked Malik why he didn't throw the ball on that third down, and he told me that Josh threw up on the ball. And I was like, that's the first time I've ever heard that. Matter of fact, the official came over to me, Sean came over to me and said, you know, we saw your center thrown up on the ball. Do you want us to take him out next time? I said, absolutely, please do that, because, I mean, you're talking about a critical situation. And it's
Is that Matt
third
LaFleur?
down, and
When did he get
never
that
had a
facial hair?
throw with vomit on a football.
He's had
So I don't
the
know.
bottom one?
I don't think
Yeah, I don't
Malik
know.
probably didn't
That's a
appreciate
Looks a
little-
little,
that.
the little bottom looks a little weird. Anyway, that's hysterical. By the way, if I'm Malik Willis, the first thing I do want to do is throw the ball. I don't want to then run with it, hold it on my nice clean jersey, and like you're running like this, or on your hands too.
Slippery though, and you throw it to somebody else, and then they drop
I
it
could throw.
because
I
of
could throw.
that?
All right, get the football. Who needs to puke? Someone come over
Oh
here.
my gosh.
Caden probably is one of those guys who can do it on cue.
I thought that was funny though. LaFleur's probably really happy.
Crazy. Jerry with the rock and roll. It was crazy.
Yes, it was crazy. They got the win too, honestly. So
Everybody, the sexy pick was the Colts and Malik Willis. I had no faith in Malik Willis. He barely threw for over 100 yards, right? But he had a productive game.
yeah,
Ran
it was
the ball?
mostly Green Bay's defense. I think that really
Yeah.
kept him in that one.
And Josh Jacobs ran for over 150.
He had like 130. Yeah, he had a big game. Anthony Richardson, maybe not ready.
Yeah.
Well,
I mean, if you
It's
draft
only
him
a
in your
sixth
fantasy
game.
league,
it's only a 6 game.
he didn't score a lot of points. Neither did Jared
no,
Goff. So.
no, he had 9 point something.
I think I'm going to lose to Ann tonight, by the way.
Oh, Ryan's
He's
killing
got a
me.
decent team.
I also lost a quarterback mid game, and
Who was your quarterback?
now
Oh, Tua.
Pacheco.
Oh, no.
Yeah, Tua.
Oh,
Well, first I had Jordan Love starting, and then this week I had Tua starting. So,
all right,
to a
Ryan.
really good start.
Ryan, is it your turn for That's Crazy, or is it me?
Yeah,
Go for it.
I'll go. Last night's Sunday night football game was not a good one to watch. The Bears' undefeated season finally comes to an end
Undefeated.
in week 2. But if you want to take a look at Caleb Williams' passing chart, he completed one pass of over 15 yards down the field. Watching the Bears offense last night was watching the same Bears game that I've watched my entire life. Nothing but checkdowns, no offensive line, no kind of run game to begin with. And D'Amico Ryans could blitzed all he wanted to, and it worked against Caleb Williams. He completed only 3 of 12 attempts against the blitz for 15 yards and a pick, including 5 of 7 sacks. He was pressured on 36 of 46 dropbacks.
Yeah.
Which is not good.
Bring the heat on him.
It's a revolving door
Yeah.
at the offensive line, mostly at the guards positioned. And even when he wasn't blitzed, Caleb Williams completed 20 of 25 passes for less than 160 yards and still threw a touchdown. The
So
Bears
that's-
offense has all these different playmakers and has no idea how to use them. Thank you,
really-
Shade Waldron.
How do you really feel about them?
My God.
But, okay, who do they play? Who's Chicago got this week?
The Colts.
Oh, who are angry, and it's in Indianapolis.
Yeah.
Colts are -1? That sounded a little low. Alex just kind of went, I don't know. I'm sorry. By the way, you're watching Kenny Pickett as quarterback right now. That's what I saw 2 years ago.
We have more yards. We have almost 200 more punt yards than we do yards of offense.
I like how he hit punt. Really? We have more punt yards.
4th-round pick, Torrey Taylor, MVP of the Chicago Bears right now.
He seems angry.
Yeah.
Throw a flag on that. Anger. All right, we'll move on from the Bears. Let's move on from the Bears, shall we?
More baseball.
Let's go to baseball. I'm going back to baseball. Chris Sale, who everyone kind of thought was done. I mean, this is one of the most dominant left-handers of his era. With the White Sox, speaking of the White Sox, he was great. Boston, he won a ring. Unbelievable. He goes to Atlanta, signs a one-year, wasn't it a one-year deal, I think? I think it's a one-year deal. So now he's going to get $200 million and probably not play very long next year. But anyway, right now, Chris Sale leads the major leagues with 17 wins, leads the major leagues with an ERA of 2.35, and leads Major League Baseball with 219 strikeouts. One guy leading the majors in all 3 categories is ridiculous, says Codify. That is an outstanding season. Chris Sale, probably, he's a lock to win the Cy Young, but he's won 10 straight home games for the Braves. And I don't know if a Braves pitcher has ever done that, Ryan. Is that true?
It actually has been done.
It has
before.
been done by a Braves pitcher, 10 in a row.
Done, I think, a little over 30 years ago.
Okay.
Oh, I saw this.
Maybe by a guest of the show.
What? Our regular buddy co-host, Denny Nagel, also went 10-0. Do we have the graphic? Yeah, we have a graphic saying Denny also won 10 straight home games. And it was his birthday over the weekend, so happy birthday, Denny. Send him a little message.
Danny.
Yeah, look at that. So pretty cool. And Denny put this out there. I believe this was 27 years ago, especially since I only turned 39 2 years ago. Thanks for sharing, Greg Rawlings. But yeah, there's the and you have a Denny sign. Outstanding graphic. Well done, boys. Yeah, there you go. Denny. It was Denny's birthday. Oh yeah. So we called Denny on the show last week.
Yep.
And then he texted me.
Yeah. He texted Ryan.
you.
He texted Ryan.
I was watching, yeah.
He then later, I was like, wait. He then later sent me the same text. So I go to Ryan. I go, yeah, he sent me the same text. And Ryan goes, yeah, but he cut and pasted it from mine, which was true.
Yeah.
Anyway, that's it for That's Crazy.
The funniest thing is the only reason he answered your call was because Bonnie was here.
Yeah,
So
probably.
he
No,
had-
he's a friend of mine. Wait, Denny and I go way back, 35 years.
Yeah, probably.
Let's see. B-Town Dummy, the big sumo center on the replacements, threw up in a game for the Washington Sentinels first. The Packers totally ripped him off. So leave it to Christian to always equate sports to movies. That's what he does. He's a big movie fan. All right.
Did you see the other part of your graphic, though, with the little frog
I didn't see the frog.
that says Red Sox fans everywhere
Yeah.
because
On the original one,
they traded Chris Sale?
it was basically a drunk Kermit.
Oh, wait. All right. No. What?
On that one, yeah.
Oh, I missed that.
right
I'm sorry.
Yeah.
The Kermit memes are very funny. I like
Yes,
them. And
I
what was the
Kermit
title?
memes are pretty
Flash
good.
Sale.
Yeah.
There you go. Good one.
Yeah.
All right. Moonshine Moonshots. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we have a bottle of booze over on that table. It's far away. Brendan Gaughan has his special Moonshine City Lights signs. You can come down here to the South Point, win a bottle When you walk in, there's signs everywhere telling you how you can do it. You got to win some slots, got to win some points. I see people walking out with free bottles all the time. He brought us a bottle. So for September, we're doing Moonshine Moonshots, where we take a look at all the homers. Is this just Sunday?
This is just Sunday. Yep.
All right. So let's see, Shea Langeliers. Let's see who had the farthest home run. Tyler O'Neill, Fernando Tatis heating up.
33 long balls hit yesterday.
By the way, Brent Rooker is on this graph like every day. Jason Hayward, Riley Green, your boy who you had in Hump Day homers.
Yep.
Jacob Stallings, Rudy Arozarena.
Oh, Max Bensi. Didn't he go back to
Michael
back?
Busch.
Oh.
With the farthest home run of Sunday, 469 feet.
Oh, my God.
In the city of Denver.
Kind of cheating, but there it is.
468 feet. His second home run of the game as well in the top of the ninth. His 20th of the season. It is another home run.
Every stadium. Well, as soon as you say 469.
30, yep.
The only park that wouldn't go out of is Yellowstone. Thank you, Alex, for being here. I'll miss you on Wednesday. You were saying something about the homers. You were looking at one of those homers, Brent Rooker, maybe.
No, I thought Max Muncy and another Dodger went back to back.
Back to back again last night, I think. I think they were earlier. Teoscar Hernandez was on there. I think it was on there. Dodgers keep. I thought Teoscar was going to be out for a while, and all of a sudden he's back.
Yeah, I'm not sure.
But I have to apologize. As a diehard baseball fan, I kind of forgot about baseball over the weekend. It's really hard. Like, literally, I get alerts that the Pirates are playing, and I'm like, yeah, it's great. You're 20 games under 500, and you suck. But it's hard. It's hard. The first couple of weeks especially. Now, baseball will come back because we got the pennant race coming.
Yes.
We only have about a dozen games left for each team.
Yep.
So I'll be back on board with that. But anyway, good job on the Moonshine Moonshots graphic. Thank you, Ryan. Very entertaining. Baseball, I mean, I'm still following baseball, but not on Saturday and Sunday.
I know.
Not on
It
Sunday.
is tough.
Pirates won yesterday. Buddy of mine's like, hey, good game. I'm like, Steeler game hasn't started. He's like, no, the Pirates won. I was like, oh, yeah, they won.
Well, the thing about Sunday is we had 10 games in the morning slate of NFL. And on Sundays, that's when you get all day baseball. So you got day baseball covered by 10 NFL games. There's no shot you're going to watch baseball.
And Scott Hansen on the Red Zone said this is the busiest calendar for 10 o'clock games. I don't know if there was a reason why they did it that way for week 2. Or
I'm not sure.
Just the way it worked out.
Well, because I know the next 2 weeks we have 2 Monday Night Football games each week.
Oh, it's 2 weeks. Okay.
Yeah. And then,
Yeah, this week on Monday night, I don't know about the matchups. Jacksonville at Buffalo, Buffalo -6, and the Commanders at Bengals -8.5. So the Bengals 0-2, which I love. We're not even, it's beautiful. Okay. Oh, wait. Hold on. Wait. And raw dogging home from Chicago. Okay. Do you know what this raw dogging thing is on planes?
Yes.
Okay. So, right, Caden, Ryan, I'm right. You sit and you don't eat anything. You don't watch anything. You don't read anything.
Right.
And people do this, and there'll be pictures of people posting online of like an 8-hour flight, raw dog 8-hour flight. And they just take a picture of themselves, like staring at the seat in front of them, or just the plane chart. I couldn't do this for 8 minutes. I need something. I need reading. I need movies. I used to carry a little DVD player. I can't do it. So that's Ann's. Can we screen grab that? Because that's the funniest thing Ann's ever said. And that's a 4-hour flight from Chicago, right? 3 or 4 hours?
A little longer. Yeah. 4.5.
Oh, my God.
When I coached cheerleading, and when I cheered a little bit, we'd have to run 2 miles. And for a while, that was like a thing. It was like, okay, you got to run with no music.
Oh.
And that's only what you try to make your 2 miles in 16 minutes. So I couldn't not do a whole flight.
Well, Jeff Parles says he can do a mile in 8.5 minutes. Do we ever have? Did he ever do that? Parles?
I think he said April 2025. So he's still training.
He's got a year? Oh, I didn't realize you put a year
Wait
on
from
it.
a month to a year.
Aaron O'Connor says baseball amnesia. Same. Very funny. And what were you alluding to, Ryan McCormick, and you said something to JR should be?
JR's last comment of his Skeen's going today.
Yes, he is. He sure is. He's -150, I believe. Also, Keith said, give Ryan a shot of Brendan's moonshine for the Bears. All right, we'll save that for after the show.
Some Malort, too.
All right, it's time for a new thing we're going to do here. We're going to do this. This is a new feature. We don't have a graphic because it's the first time we've ever done it. It's called Pick Six. Ladies and gentlemen, inside here, I have helmets of all 32 NFL teams, and the letter S stands for 6, pick 6, or my dog Scooby. So each of us are going to pick 2, and then we're going to do some stuff with them. So pick 2 helmets out of there. Ryan, we could pick for you if you'd like.
Sure.
Unless you want to come on. All right, so here we go. What teams do you have?
I have the Eagles, and I have the Green Bay Packers.
All right, and I'll pick For
So
Ryan,
last week's Friday night football match.
Yep.
Ryan, you have Arizona Cardinals
Okay.
and Pittsburgh Steelers. What are the odds of that?
Wow, that's a Super Bowl.
No, those are mine. That's a Super Bowl
rematch.
And then, New England Patriots. And we're going to keep these. And Denver Broncos. All right. So we have little helmets here.
Yeah,
Okay.
those two.
So it's pick 6. We picked 6 out of the helmet. We got 2 right there. We're going to talk about their weekend performance and what you think of them going forward. Alex, you have Green Bay. So obviously we can't talk about Philadelphia too much. Start with Green Bay. We were talking about it because the center puked on the ball. Green Bay was not supposed to win that game against the Colts, but they did. And Green Bay next week has, I just saw, they're at the Titans,
Ooh.
and they're 1.5-point dogs on the road. Wow, Malik Willis going back to Tennessee? Holy moly. All right, so what's your take so far on Green Bay?
Well, Green Bay, I mean, last year we saw an improvement from their defense, right? And then I think they really stepped up yesterday.
Yeah.
And I also thought it was an overreaction, and they overpaid and jumped with Jordan Love. But
Yeah.
so now,
They did
if Malik Willis can step in and keep them going, like any win for them while Jordan Love is out is huge. So I kind of like that against the Titans too. Titans are struggling.
And of course, we'll crush these much later in the week. You'll be on Sports by the Book doing all NFL stuff later in the week and
Yes.
get more in depth on that.
Yeah,
and then
tomorrow morning, my dad and I will be going over all of this week 3 for NFL.
Sportsbook tomorrow, Sports by the Book.
At 9 a.m.
9 a.m. on the South Point Studios or the the Sports by the Book
Sports by the Book.
YouTube
yes.
page. Yeah, you
That's
can
right.
follow them there, please. And we don't know much about the Eagles because they're playing tonight. We've seen them play one game in Brazil, first game on American soil. Is that your pick? I don't want to take your.
It's not my
okay.
pick because I took the 6.5 with the Falcons. Now you can't get it, so I'm not telling people to go grab
Okay.
a worse number.
Oh, okay.
But I do like the Eagles. I think they are much improved. I think Saquon Barkley is huge for them, and
Yeah.
we saw that in
Oof.
game 1. A.J. Brown not being there is obviously hurts them, but I think Devonta Smith will do a good job stepping in. So I think the Eagles are live to win the NFC this year again.
Oh, all right, Ryan. You have Arizona and the Steelers. What would you like to say about the Arizona Cardinals, who had, a hell of a game yesterday against the Rams?
Yeah, put up 41 on the Rams. 41-10 was their win. Going into the season, when I went on Sports by the Book, I said the Arizona Cardinals were my wild card.
Really?
For this year. Really, it kind of depends how they get through their first 6 weeks because they are playing 6 playoff teams from last year.
Wow.
In their
know
first
that.
6 weeks. So a very difficult schedule for them to start. But I think Kyler Murray, having a second year with Jonathan Gannon and that coaching staff, and the pieces that they added, Marvin Harrison Jr. finally
Okay, yeah.
it was non-existent in week 1 in Buffalo, but
Finally, week 2, finally.
It took 1 quarter for him to get 130
Unbelievable
130
catch, too.
receiving yards. So I do like the Cardinals. They are in a very tough stretch of their schedule. They still have 4 more playoff teams to face in these first couple of weeks.
Well, let's look at that. They're hosting the Detroit Lions, the sexy pick to win the NFC.
So
They're getting 3 points at home.
and they're getting a team that just came off of a home loss
Division, yeah.
versus the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. So I would expect the Lions to be fired up in that one, and the Cardinals to
And
maybe a little lax.
My apologies to Kevin Belenkoff, but he talked about how Baker Mayfield doesn't do well against good teams.
Yep.
He looked pretty good yesterday.
Yep.
And he had his longest touch. Do we have his reaction? He was told in the post-game conference his longest run ever. He scored. I don't know if it's his longest run or longest touch. It has to be longest touchdown run.
I'm not sure.
Yeah,
I'm sure he scrambled for 11 yards more. So it was an 11-yard touchdown. And they go,
He
"This is your
did.
longest touchdown run ever." And he said, "That's really sad." That's really sad, man. But he laughed about it. It was pretty funny. Then I didn't set this up. I drew the Pittsburgh Steelers. What are your thoughts on the Steelers?
A Justin Fields-led offense is better than a Caleb Williams-led offense. So
Well, you know how many touchdowns we have in 2 games? 1.
you know how many touchdowns the Bears have in 2 games on offense? 1.
1.
Not a passing touchdown either.
Oh my God, that's right. Somehow we're 2-0, but the Steelers, they're hosting the Chargers this weekend. Chargers 2-0 as well. It's a battle of undefeated teams, and the Chargers have to come all the way across the country. Harbaugh versus Tomlin. This is going to be awesome. This would be a great game. I don't know if it's a 1 p.m. kickoff East Coast time, but obviously I like the Steelers at home. But again, it's that formula. This is what Tomlin wanted: run the ball, have the defense make plays.
And you see Justin Fields' playmaking ability compared to Caleb Williams' playmaking ability. They essentially had the same offensive lines compared to last year to this year. Caleb Williams can't escape the pocket the way Justin
No.
Fields can.
And
Justin Fields is an unbelievable athlete.
And I'll tell you what he is.
And his deep ball is so freaking pretty.
I don't know if you saw the pass to Pickens that got called off because of holding by Broderick Jones. He rolled out to his right and
on the run, 50 yards.
On the run, 51 yards, hit Pickens in stride, and there was a holding on Broderick Jones, who had 3 on that drive and got benched. That's one of the best shows I've ever seen in my life. It ruined that highlight, but I don't know. So Fields is something special. His escapability, it's like a young Ben, but faster. Way different, but it's fun to watch. Yeah. It's not Kenny Pickett or Mitch Trubisky. All right, my 2 in the pick 6. I got the Patriots and I got the Broncos. Broncos, I watched them play yesterday. I love seeing Sean Payton lose. I used to like him in New Orleans, but it turns out he's kind of a jerk. I almost said something worse, but he's a dick. And then the Patriots, who I absolutely hate, I got to give it to him. That defense is looking pretty darn good.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Almost beat Seattle this past weekend.
They almost did, but no one is giving them a shot, but Mayo's doing a nice job. Who does New England have this weekend? Why can't I find them on this?
Because they are the Thursday game. They are in New York against the Jets.
That's going to be
6-point underdogs.
I know. Wow. All right, there's our pick. If you had to rank these teams, who's the best team of these teams? Denver, Arizona, Pittsburgh, Green Bay, Philly, or Patriots?
Philly.
All right, I'll go Philly too. See you there.
And then we could go Steelers.
Who's the worst team?
Oh, the Broncos.
The Broncos. The Broncos.
Green Bay.
What? Green Bay. Green Bay. I don't think it's Green Bay.
He knows that too.
Okay. All right, ladies and gentlemen, our Monday montage is something we look forward to every week. Andrew Drew Dog, who has about 40 Gs now, he does a fantastic job. These are highlights of last week. We'll see some clips probably from Monday. I wasn't wearing my Monday red. I wore it today, though. I like to skip every other week so I don't see it when I'm watching the montage. Anyway, this is always a fun 3 minutes. Here we go. Highlights of last week's punchlines. Here we go. Monday montage.
Your call has been forwarded to voicemail.
So, Denny, we're live with Greg Vaughn on Punchlines. He's talking about Scott Erickson's nickname, Dr. Death, and we don't know why. He goes, you'd have to ask Nagel on that one. So, if you get back to us before 1 Pacific, let us know. Have you ever booed an athlete?
Frank, what do you think? You knowing me? Can you see me at a game just booing any?
Too nice. There's Arnold Palmer. What's he have in his hands?
A pipe and a spoon. What's he doing? I didn't have a crack smoking joke on my bingo card today.
For Arnold Palmer.
Especially from Arnold Palmer.
Right. By the way, my car battery is underneath my spare tire in the back of my car. That's how Ferrari does it. Okay. This one's awful. This is the worst one ever.
Chris Olave catches 3 touchdowns.
Chris Olave, I think, had 2 or 3 catches. None for 6.
Wait, I think that's all it says. Chris Olave 3 catches. Yeah.
Oh, wait, what? I didn't put, wait. I'm the smartest man in the world. Did I really put that? No. I put that. God, Alex! We stopped in Omaha, maybe Nebraska, Colorado. Omaha! Omaha.
Let me call Dr. Death.
You're gonna call Dr. Death. We're trying to call former Major League All-Star pitcher Scott Erickson.
He's out of the country.
He's out of the country.
Finn the Bat Dog had his final game at the ballpark. I wanted you to have Finn the Bat Dog.
Nice.
And I know you're just taking it on my word because he couldn't sign it. But I promise if you take that someplace and do a DNA thing, you will find as much dog slobber as humanly possible on that ball.
I've known Finn about 8 years, so it's very meaningful.
He did ask about you.
I have.
Yeah.
Me and Finn go way back. There's
at
been
Cashman
late night
Fields, he
talks,
was
we
there.
text. And my last question is, how is it that you found a shirt that exactly matches the paint behind you? Because you look like a floating head.
We're going part vibes, part numbers, and part I need this money. So we're going with the Mets to win game number 80, which would get me there.
Yeah, 22 is a good number.
Yeah,
in
they both
women's
were number
basketball,
22.
obviously, yeah.
It's also a banger Taylor Swift song.
Okay. So,
On the case?
are you sure?
Oh, it's like it's hermetically sealed? That's weird. Wow. Really?
I don't know about that one.
It's a card condom.
That's it's a card condom. It's in? It's
Yeah,
in?
no.
He said
Uh,
yes
Is it
and
in?
no.
Is it in? It's in.
Stop asking that.
Her premonition with the threes and Duke. It hit.
I was planning on betting something. On the way here, I kept saying, I had a bunch of repeating signs. They all said stop. And I thought, don't bet.
Oh my God, who's calling me? It's Walgreens. Hello? Yeah, they hung up.
Ah.
They're like, oh my God, we're on Punchlines.
I wanted to hear Frank's medical history.
Fair or unfair that Alex White has a fantasy co-manager?
Is it our league?
Yes, our
I
league.
think it's auto disqualification.
Auto disqualification. Alex White, you're out. Alex White is in the chat, by the way, and says, I guess I get to trade Thomas for Kenny White? Question mark.
Or you could do the team by yourself.
Oh, zing!
I'm so glad you recently became a parent because you are the dad joke champion.
We like him.
Literally,
We like him
it's
here.
amazing. I mean, I thought I was good at coming up with something. You're above and beyond me.
We'll go to Taylor and Travis.
What? Who?
At the
We buried it this late in the show?
Oh, thank God.
Give people.
All right, we have Denny. Denny, is this you?
This is me,
Why is he calling him Dr. Death?
because Scotty loved the color black, and so he used to paint his shoes like jet black. He would literally dye his glove as black as possible, eye black. The black shoes, he dyed them as black as they could because his favorite color was black, man.
Denny, we love you so much. I'm so glad you.
Nobody gets pregnant on the way over.
On that note, we'll hang up. Denny, thank you. Drew Dog. Woo! Excellent job, Drew Dog, as always. Unbelievable. Thank you so much for doing that. All right, we're going right to Punch Bowl Pundits. We have a graphic that Caden made. We roll it in. It's very serene. It's very spa-like. Look at that. It's very calm.
I guess that's mine.
Oh, no. I was just going to shove the bowl towards you.
No, I
You're
want
taking
this
the one that popped out. All right, what do we got?
Oh my! I cannot believe that you actually typed these words.
I don't remember what it is.
Not for the entire season, but after week 2. Okay, I thought you were asking if he was going to be.
No.
Is Derek Carr the MVP so far?
I don't know. Is Derek Carr the MVP of the league
Wow.
right now? As of
Right
right
now.
now, if you had to vote.
Yes, I guess so. I don't. Oh my
It's hard.
God.
I mean, he's put together 2 impressive wins.
What about Alvin Kamara though?
Might have to go with him. I don't know. Ryan, who's your MVP of the league right now after just 2 weeks?
Well, I mean, if before the second half on Sunday,
Okay.
Derek Carr led drives for the
Yes.
Saints. 15
Yes.
of 15 resulted in a score.
And a score, touchdown or a field goal. Yeah.
He had there were 2 drives against the Panthers that ended in a punt, but Derek Carr wasn't in the game.
Right.
And then up until the first drive of the second half, they scored a touchdown, and then Derek Carr threw a pick. So 15 of 15 drives for Derek Carr to start the season ended in a score.
I just want all you Vegas Raiders fans out there to hear that. Derek Carr right now, I would also say, right now you'd have to say maybe the MVP. It's silly. It's just a fun question.
Most Raider fans did not want to get rid of Derek Carr.
I know, right?
They're not
liked him.
happy with that. That was Josh. What's his
Josh
name?
McDaniels.
McDaniels.
Yeah, right.
So many-
What do you think? MVP of the first 2 games?
Yeah.
All right, Derek Carr. There
I'd
you
go with it.
All right, Ryan, this is yours.
Sure.
Here we go.
But wait, what do you think he has a chance to be the MVP of the year? That's what I thought this
probably
question
not.
was.
No, I mean, he'll come back down to earth. I think he'll have a good season. It was fun watching the Saints kill the Cowboys, even though that is the pick I gave out, which we'll get to. But likable guy, and I've always liked the Saints. I have a soft spot for New Orleans. I love New Orleans. One of my favorite cities in the world. All right, here's yours, Ryan. Texas leapfrogged Georgia and now tops the AP Top 25 poll. Ohio State 3rd, Bama 4th, and Ole Miss 5th. What's your top 5? Now, I know Alex has her top 5, but Ryan, are you how are you looking at the top 5 college teams?
Well, to be honest with you, you're just going to have to tune in at 3 o'clock later today. Football Frenzy, Sports by the Book. Jeff Parles and I will both be giving our college ranked power rankings. So
I love it.
At Sports by the Book
Not
on
only
YouTube.
producing, but hosting now at South Point.
3 p.m. later this afternoon.
That is a true tease.
That is a
Probably
tease.
best. We'll go to Alex. Alex, we actually have a graphic of your top 5 teams.
Yes, can you repeat those
Yeah, sure.
again? And then Jerry's
Texas
gonna put-
is 1, Georgia 2, Bama, Ohio State 3, Bama 4, and Ole Miss 5th.
So mine are very close. I actually have Ole Miss ahead of Bama though, but I
do too.
Texas did leapfrog Georgia for me.
Georgia struggled against Kentucky.
Yes.
Wow. Kentucky. I would have been amazing to see Kentucky win. Apparently, they played the last 3 years in a row. They've played Georgia really tough. Okay,
Yes,
so
they
but you have Texas 1, and who's 2?
I have Georgia 2.
Georgia
and
2.
Ohio State 3. And I believe Chris Andrews actually has Ohio State jumped Georgia as well. So, but that's another. I think they'll show his on Sports by the Book too.
Okay,
later.
we'll get some more power rankings
Yeah.
on that. All right, cool.
So you do have Ole Miss ahead of Bama now too.
I do. I like Ole Miss. Plus, it's just the uniforms. But yeah, I do like Ole Miss. I just like the way they play. Okay, here we go. This is drawn by Ryan. Are the Saints the real deal? 13-1 to win the NFC, 34-1 to win the Super Bowl. I wouldn't bet on them to win the Super Bowl. I think the AFC is where you're going to get your champion, Chiefs, Steelers. 13-1 to win the NFC. Saints, I don't know. Look, they beat Carolina, and they beat a Dallas team that's overhyped every year. I think the Saints are a wild card threat. In that division, who's going to win that division? I think the Falcons. We're going to find out a lot about the Falcons tonight, I think, against a very good Philadelphia team. But otherwise in that division, you got Tampa Bay, right? And who am I forgetting? The Rams?
Atlanta.
Oh, Atlanta. I said we'll find out about Atlanta
and the
tonight.
Panthers, but we're not.
And the Panthers,
Yeah.
It's pretty competitive between those three, I would say.
I don't know. I think the Saints. I don't know.
Listen, we may or may not find out a lot about the Falcons. Kirk Cousins might need a game or two.
Still coming off that Achilles, new offense, whole new team. I don't know.
Aaron Rodgers looked much better yesterday than game one.
Yeah.
So hoping that we see that same improvement. But it is like a 6-week, even more than that, gap from when they tore their Achilles.
All right, grab another one.
Well, with that question in mind, there was a stat. The Saints have scored 91 points these 2 weeks. The only other team since 1960 is the stat to have scored over. Okay, so here it is. Okay, so most points scored in first 2 games of the season since 1970. 93 points by the 2009 Saints, who went on to win the Super Bowl. 91 points by the 1971 Cowboys, went on to win the Super Bowl.
They beat Baltimore.
91 points by the 2024 New Orleans Saints. Where will they end up?
Oh, dun 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 dun.
So the only other 2 teams to have 90+ points in their first 2 weeks since 1970 have gone on to win the Super Bowl.
The room is stunned. Stunned silence, ladies and
I'm not
gentlemen.
putting too much into that.
Yeah, it's early.
I don't necessarily want the Saints to go to the Super Bowl, but
Why? What?
I don't know. Maybe it is kind of the Derek Carr thing where he could be here with the Raiders, and
Raiders would like to have him back, I'm sure. All right, so it's time for picks at 12:36. We kind of blew past it. We'll do them right now. Picks at 12:36. Are we doing the graphic or no? It doesn't matter. We don't have to.
No, we're doing it.
We're doing it. We're doing it live. No one's thrown a flag on Alex or I yet from behind the glass? All right, you're waiting, though. Oh, yeah, you're waiting. At 12:37. All right, Alex, what do you have for us today?
so I actually have an over in baseball.
Okay.
Here at the South Point, I believe it is at 8 right now, but I got 7.5. So shop around, see if you can find a 7.5. It is the Astros and the Padres game because these two, their bats have been hot. We also have Spencer Arrighetti and Yu Darvish on the mound.
Okay.
Yu Darvish, since he's come back,
Oh, wow, yeah.
his numbers haven't been as good. So both of these guys have been getting hit. I think that this is going to be a high-scoring game. If you get over 7.5, you just need 8 runs in that.
That's a good matchup, and I like that play a lot. Astros and Padres, 2 teams looking at the postseason. Padres are scary. Dodgers again. I think Tyler Glass now out for the season. We said this before the season when he signed a $120 million extension. Hey, when he's healthy, he's awesome, but he doesn't make a full season ever. I can't remember the last time he pitched a full season. It's sad, but as a semi-Dodger fan, sad to see. But Dodgers are in trouble again, I think. They have the hitting. They don't have the pitching. They don't. All right. Ryan, do you have a pick today?
I do. But I'm sorry, Punchies. It's another tease. You're going to have to wait till 3 o'clock. Go to the.
What
South
about
by
your bread and
Sports by
butter,
the Book.
Ryan? This program.
Hey.
Is it in baseball or football?
There are plays involving tonight's Monday Night Football game.
What time is the show on today?
It is at 3.
What
3
time?
to 4 p.m.
4 p.m.
on Sports by the Book.
1 hour.
YouTube. Yep.
Fine, Ryan.
Sports by the Book on
I will be in the chat. All right, you got to come back. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I was 9-0 on Friday. I took a football. I went with Dallas. We looked at this Dallas line. I said, come on, Dallas. I lost. So there you go. I'm 9-1, my 10-game streak. But I am 9-0 in baseball. I'm going for 10 in a row. What game should I take? Paul Skeens and the Pittsburgh Pirates, ladies and gentlemen. There's a shocker. And you know what, Ryan? I go, I'm 9-0, and Jeff Parles goes, oh, wow, 9-0, that's impressive. And you're like, oh, Chuck. I don't care. I did one game over 200, I think, and it was the Pirates. I think it was Skeens.
I'm not sure.
I'm going for 10 in a row in baseball, ladies and gentlemen. Paul Skeens is only minus 150. What is it? Minus 132. It's down. So people, some steam coming in on the Cardinals. Did I say that right? Steam? Yes. There you go. Using the lingo. Pirates, 132. That's not a big favorite.
Could you imagine if you rolled this over every day, though?
Uh-huh.
I would be on an island somewhere with Darrell Revis. What? Revis Island? Anyway, yeah, well, I don't do that. 10-0. Going for 10-0 tonight. Paul Skeens, and what could be as fun? I don't think they're going to shut him down. I say probably pitches one more game. Be nice to see him pitch in Yankee Stadium 10th of the season. with something on the line for the Yankees against the Orioles.
Yeah.
Right? Him going against Judge, like a rematch of the All-Star. I want to see that. So
that honestly might help the Yankees as well to go into the postseason.
Playing
going against Skeens.
Yeah.
Like seeing that first, and then everything else kind of slows down for you a little bit.
Could be right.
For at least a week, maybe.
All right, go back. Did you have another punch bowl one?
Yeah,
there?
I think this is Ryan's.
That's a Ryan one if it's on a note card.
It is a great question. So a prop that Chris Andrews put up before we started college football was Ohio State plus Georgia versus the field. Entering week 4, which side would you rather have?
So the field
Yeah.
is now the favorite, minus 140, and Ohio
Texas.
State and Georgia
Yeah.
plus 120.
Okay.
Texas, Old Miss, UNLV, 2-0. Matt Neverett, the Matt
3-0.
3-0.
3-0.
My God, I forgot about one of those.
First time since 84.
Your
Come
alma
on.
mater. That was like the Steve Stallworth era.
Mm-hmm.
It's exciting.
Cunningham days.
What's that?
Cunningham days.
Cunningham.
Randall Cunningham and Ickey Woods. Ickey Woods. But Steve Stallworth was the quarterback. Kind of. It was there. Steve, we love you.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I would take the field. I mean, just because Texas does look good. And there is a Texas
Oregon looked
question in
much
here.
better, finally.
Yeah.
So, and Ole Miss, we just talked about the Rebels. Lane Kiffin has done a great job.
I was hoping I'd pick this one out. Arch Manning starting in place of injured Quinn Ewers for Texas versus ULM, that's Louisiana Monroe, and quarterback General Booty. Is it possible to say his name without smirking? Try and say General Booty without smirking.
General Booty.
He smirked.
Yeah.
Alex?
I can't do it.
You can't do All right, anyway, so Arch Manning, this isn't a Wally Pipp situation, right? I mean, Arch Manning looked good. He's going to play. I mean, how many weeks is Quinn out for?
I'm not sure.
This
He
could
might
be-
not get his job back.
This could be a Russell Wilson in Pittsburgh situation. Wally Pipp, of
Yes.
course, for Lou Gehrig, but I don't know. I mean, once a Manning gets in there and plays well,
45-point favorites.
45 at Texas? Yeah, of course. They're not going to Louisiana Monroe to play.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. It's going to be interesting to watch. But Quinn Ewers, by the way, I meant to mention this last week when Quinn Ewers' name came up. Sean Salisbury was on this kid 4 years ago. Saw him at a camp. Said he said, this kid's the next quarterback. Then he went to Ohio State, and of course it didn't work out there. But Sean Salisbury said, he's next, as you say, kids, next. Early. Holler. Okay. All right. Oh, that was mine. Ryan.
Kanan's shaking his head.
We'll do a couple more here. What headline from B-Town Dummy, who's watching, Christian, is funnier? He wrote a couple headlines describing a few games. Kamara, a nightmare for Dallas, scores 4 touchdowns. Or Steelers 2 picks of Knicks does the tricks.
2 picks of Knicks does the tricks.
Which one's funnier?
Yeah.
Congratulations, Christian. You made the show. All right. We can do here.
They were
we'll
both very good, though.
We'll
I have
speed
to
round
say.
these. Speed round. Will Alex White's favorite team, the Baltimore Ravens, be 0-3 this time next week after their game in Dallas? Early
Ooh.
to say, early to crunch numbers or look at it. Alex, could the Ravens go? Could they go 0-3? Is it a possibility?
It is a possibility.
That is going to be a great game.
Anything is possible.
Anything is possible. It's a pick'em game right now in Dallas. I feel like that'll be a Tom Brady game probably.
Might have been a
Ravens
big
won.
drop off with their DC. And he is the head coach of the Seahawks now. So
I mean, Dallas is going to come out. I mean, McCarthy better have them on fire. What do you think? Could the Ravens be 0-3?
I mean, yeah.
You're only going to talk about that on Sports by the Book.
Anything is possible.
This Sports by the
well,
Book.
I'm waiting for that, for them to be 0-3, Steelers to be 3-0, and then I get a juicier price on the Ravens to win the division.
It's a long season. Panthers, this is a headline. Panthers bench Bryce Young. What does Dalton, how long does Dalton remain the starter for the next 6 games? He's got at Vegas, home to Cincy, at Chicago, home to Atlanta, at Washington. Andy Dalton, how long does he remain?
So mine that I
we
put
have a
in there,
couple- I'll get
it
to it.
goes with that.
Oh, wait,
Dalton
should we
one.
read your handwritten
Yeah,
one here?
is it the handwritten?
And Alex had written, will Andy Dalton be a point drop-off or upgrade for Carolina Panthers over Bryce Young?
It's an upgrade.
Yeah,
It's definitely
Andy
an upgrade.
Dalton's has been a winner.
Proven starter in the league.
Anyone who's, I don't care how long, if you've been around that long in the league, you're
Yeah.
obviously, you know how to read a little quicker and the game's a little slower for you.
Yep.
But it's sad for Bryce Young. So what do you think? How long does he keep this job? As long as he wants?
I guess we'll have to see how he plays.
Yeah,
and
he's getting-
how that offense looks. Because
Dalton also
otherwise they
gets
want to
hurt.
go back, right? Because they've already spent so much money on this.
But by the way,
investment.
couldn't happen to a nicer owner than
Well,
Tepper.
so we talked about it a little bit pre-show. The Panthers come to Vegas this week.
Yeah.
The Raiders are in a letdown spot
coming off of that
they
huge win in Baltimore.
Yeah, huge upset win against the Ravens. Could Andy Dalton get this win, the Panthers' first win of the year against the Raiders? How do you bench him?
It feels very Raider-ish. Is what everyone's
how
the Raiders need to be ready because, they lost to Baker Mayfield off the plane where he just got traded to the Rams.
Oh, that's right.
And then they also lost to Jeff Saturday's team for when he started
when he was the head coach for the Colts?
Yep.
Coming out of ESPN.
Yes.
Coach, sure.
Yes.
Oh, my goodness. We'll see. That'll be an interesting game to watch, actually. And what's the spread right now on that game?
Raiders -6.
Ooh. Carolina looked bad, though.
Yeah.
And that is a letdown game, though. I mean, you thought they won the Super Bowl in the locker room afterwards.
Yep.
Surprised Dion didn't fly a rapper in for him. All right, last question. This was my favorite one, too. Will Tom Brady be the quarterback of the Miami Dolphins at some point this year?
Oh, my gosh.
Rumors. There's rumors going around.
No.
Are there?
Yeah, it's the internet. What do you?
I hope so. That would be fantastic.
I hate Tom Brady, but if he came back to play for the Dolphins, who have
With
a
Tyreek
loaded
Hill.
offense team,
I
and
wanna see
Waddle
this.
and AJ, I mean, it would be kind of cool to see. It would be cool to see
Yeah.
his kids go to school in Miami. Just saying. You're saying no way?
Yeah, no shot, but it would be cool.
It would be fun.
It would be cool.
Be like, hey, Tampa Bay, sorry. Oh, yeah, we'll have to get, what's your name? to give us a whole nother
Esther.
Tom Brady.
Oh,
Esther.
Esther Steinberg
Yeah.
can come back. All right, very good. Wait, Ellis Island? Only a Vegas casino with $5 crab tables, not counting the electronic tables. JR pointed out. Ellis Island was a party on Saturday. I'll tell you what. I went down there.
Did you?
Yeah. Didn't care. On the way home, just stopped by, and it was fun. Played a little blackjack.
Okay.
And
They had the fights on and stuff, right?
I'm so locked in on the deck. I'm
Okay.
just focused on the shoe, just looking at the. I didn't watch any of the fights. Did anyone watch? You watched
I
the
did.
fights?
Yeah, I watched all of them.
Did you watch,
actually.
Ryan?
I fell asleep.
Well, you were tired, right?
Well, yeah, we had some family stuff. I was
You were
actually
in
in
California.
California. Yeah.
Did you fall? Okay, fall asleep. All right, there you go.
Honestly, the prelims was quick, and then it got to the main card, and they were really dragging out. So
Really?
I understand why.
I saw some of the shots on some fan footage. It looked.
It
cool.
looked great.
Yeah, I mean, the Sphere looks. It looks.
I mean,
amazing.
they had those like 5-minute long movies between every fight.
Oh, did
and
they
then
really?
they had the fighters walk out. It was just like, can we
was a
get
little bit
on
much.
with this, please?
Yeah.
Just let them fight.
Yeah.
All right, that's it for Punch Bowl Pundits. Let's move on to today's date, September 16th, 2024. We take a look at the national holidays, National Play-Doh Day. Play-Doh Day. Were you a Play-Doh person? By the way, as soon as I said the word
Beautiful,
Play-Doh,
colorful,
did you not have the aroma of Play-Doh all of a sudden?
Fun to play with, not to eat.
Not to eat, no. But non-toxic. National Guacamole Day as part of Mexican Heritage Week that started. National Cinnamon Raisin Bread Day. Not for me. Celebrity birthdays. Vegas legend magician David Copperfield turned 68, and SNL great Amy Poehler turned 53. We put them all in the AI machine to see what happens. They combine them all for us. So here's how you celebrate all the national days.
Wow.
Hold on. There it is. Okay, there's David Copperfield doing some magic. He looks more like not David Copperfield, but he's doing some magic. That's a levitating bowl of guacamole, I believe.
Yes, it is.
Is it? And the
That's
middle one is
impressive.
an angry cinnamon toast. Why is he so angry?
Raisins.
No one likes raisins in their bread. And that does look like Amy Poehler eating guacamole, but why is it red?
Play-Doh.
Oh,
Play-Doh.
she's eating Play-Doh guacamole.
It looks
Amy
like
Poehler.
It's fun to play with and not to
Think
eat.
of Jell-O.
What is she doing?
It looks like a Jell-O mold.
Yep.
AI not perfect, but a lot of fun. David Copperfield looks like someone else.
It looks a little more Goldblum.
Looks a little Jeff Goldblum.
Finds a way.
Finds a way. All right, very good. And today we have a clip. 100 shows ago, we had comedian Robert Wool here. Robert Wool, who we know from the movie Cobb. We know him from Bull Durham. You know him from the Batman movies. Robert Wool, very happy to have him here. We interviewed him, and here's 100 shows ago. This was like in April, long time ago. Anyway, I was very excited to have Robert Wool. Grew up a big fan. Very funny Robert Wool, 100 episodes ago.
Michael would have never been able to play Batman because I remember the comic freak fans back then were going crazy. You know, Mr. Mom is playing Batman, or in England where we shot it, Mr. Mum is playing Batman, and there was no social media. But had there been, it would have been overwhelming. That being said, again, when I once asked John Peters, the producer of the movie, if it hadn't been Michael Keaton, who would you have wanted to play Batman? And his answer was either Chevy Chase or Steve Martin.
God.
Ennis, same guy.
Wow.
That's what they were thinking.
Yeah.
There you go. Robert Wool. That was a big throw for me to have him on the show. Thank you for doing the show. What? There's a... we put up ants. And in the chat room, Raw Dogging home from Chicago. See y'all tomorrow. And safe travels. We love you. We miss you. I swear to God, I hope that she really is. If you're still watching, take a picture of you staring at the seat in front of you.
Wait,
I need to see
if
that.
she's watching the show, though, then
she's not.
Well, maybe she's just boarding. Maybe she's boarding. She's lying. Is that what you're saying? Throw a flag on her. Throw a flag on Ann. Throw it. Flag on Ann. Good job,
Utah
Alex.
and me.
All right, it's time for Post with Butts. Sound the horn. Sound the horn. There it is, Jerry. Rock and roll horn. You throw up the horn. You throw up the rock and roll horn. It's Caden. I can't believe you haven't thrown that flag yet. It's coming. All right, ladies and gentlemen, it's time for Post with Punchlines. It's where we scour the internet. Matt and Everett, Jeff Parles, Alex, Chris will send stuff. Ryan does a fantastic job putting it all together. Ryan, what are we leading off with today?
Well, we're going to start in the WNBA. We are going to go to Indianapolis.
Who plays there?
The Fever beat the Wings last night, 110-109.
What was the over-under on that game? It blew by it, that's for sure.
Probably 170.
Yeah, right. It blew about 40 points past him.
And post-game, the Fever kind of crew all throw out.
What did she do this time?
Little balls to, as gifts to the fans. This time, Caitlin Clark.
Come on.
Signed the ball.
Signed them!
And threw them into the stand.
This is awesome. There's our girl. And by the way, not a bad arm. Pirates AAA affiliates in Indianapolis. She could go, I'd let her pitch relief for an inning. Get a good gate.
By the way, that total was 186. I'm sorry, that's where it closed.
So 14 plus 9, 33 points over. Because I think it was 110, 109, something like that.
Dallas is eliminated, though, so they're not really playing much defense.
How about me doing the math that fast? I know no one's impressed by the 34. Okay, anyway. There she is throwing. Look, it's just a light toss. By the way, I forget. We were talking about Caitlin Clark. Someone's like, how tall is she? I think she's an even 6 foot, right? Yeah, I think she's 6 foot even. Because you think she looks, you never really think about her being, 6 foot's tall, right?
Yeah, very tall. I thought she was 6'1".
Yeah, I think she's like 6 foot.
6 foot.
6 foot.
6 foot.
Ryan, what are you?
My license says 5'10".
License always has a little extra on there. Anyway, Caitlin Clark throwing out basketballs to the fans. All right, what's next, Ryan?
Well, before Caitlin Clark got into the league, there was some, not necessarily drama, but Diana Taurasi wasn't exactly welcoming Caitlin into the W with open arms. But this one is a stat for Diana Taurasi. She has 60 career games with 25 points, 5 assists, which is the most in WNBA history. The next closest player has 30. The post that Caden kind of included on this one on the bottom, Caitlin Clark will have 60 before she even turns 30. Caitlin Clark in over 30 career games has 11 such games of 25-5. So it may only take Caitlin 5 years to get to this mark. But yes, Queen Diana for that one.
A name I haven't recognized in the chat before, Nick Sassoni. Does anyone know Nick?
I do, yes.
You do know Nick?
Yeah.
All right, well, Nick says the word pain. I think, was he talking about the UFC fights taking so long? Or
probably talking about the Raiders.
Talking about, the pain of the
losses.
Raiders. Dodgers should have traded for Cease. He is inconsistent, more good than not, and always pitches. Dylan Cease would have been a good Dodger. They got Flaherty. He's worked out okay.
Yeah.
More like Ellis Island. What? And then JR saying Slinkies were better than Play-Doh. I don't know about that.
Yeah.
Slinky's kind of a one-trick pony. I kind of go with Play-Doh. And I would just make worms with Play-Doh because that's all I was real good at. Let's go. Snake.
Seems like a one-trick pony over there.
It does.
Right. What? Slinky?
If you're only doing snakes with Play-Doh.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, that's all. I could only make the snake, and then I'd... All right, Drew, there's a clip for next week. There you go.
Anyways, there was better toys than Slinky or Play-Doh, right?
Weebles wobble, but they don't fall down. I wish Ann was here so badly. She's the only one who probably know what Weebles are. What did you have? Betty Crocker oven? Did you have one of those?
Yeah, I did.
Sister used to make little brownies in those. Those were cool.
Pretty nice.
Best childhood toy. We'll do that in the chat tomorrow. All right, what do we have next, sir?
Well, so now we go from two of the top female athletes of our generation to another one. Serena Williams. Reno Paul may not enjoy this one. Green Day performed at SoFi over the weekend.
Green Day.
And Serena Williams was in attendance and in a little bit of a pit.
Okay, so here's Serena Williams in the pit. Now,
with the long hair.
I went to the comments right away, and they're like, whoa, that's the VIP area. That is not the pit. The pit's like behind her. Like, the pit's going off a little bit. But By the way, if you had Serena Williams at a Green Day concert on your bingo card, you win, because I never knew that she was a fan of Green Day, but, you know. Reno Paul, I haven't seen him check in with us. Did you mention Reno Paul?
Yeah, I said Reno Paul might want to look away for this.
Right,
one.
I thought that's what you said. I subliminally heard that. He hates Green Day. He's recovering from COVID. Get well. He's what? Get better. I was going to say get well, or I came out get wetter. Well, he likes Monster Energy drinks, so pour one over your head. Maybe that'll make you feel better.
Did you happen to notice my title on that one? Or were
I
you
didn't.
distracted?
I apologize.
It was Racket Case.
Oh! Put it on the board! Racket Case, their big hit basket case. Do you have the time to listen to me whine? You might have just eclipsed Flown Ranger. You might have just taken Flown Ranger out of the top 2 spot.
I was pretty proud of that one. That one was good. Okay. Well, so now we are going to move.
That's outstanding. Racket Case? How long did it take you to think of that one?
2 minutes.
Because you went through their songs? Racket.
Yeah.
I'm now putting that above Devontae's In Fieri.
Oh, wow.
That's number 1.
I still like Devontae's In Fieri. But
you did?
I do like Devontae's In Fieri.
Oh, I don't know.
Anyway.
I thought you said you stole Devontae's.
Oh, no.
I was just saying. I put Racket Case over Flown Ranger. I've been bumped from the number 1 spot.
Okay.
Racket Case. I can't do. Throw a flag on me for throw it at me.
I can't. I already
She
threw my
can't.
one
She's
flag.
too nice.
It's up to
Oh,
Katie.
here it comes. There it is.
Ah, that was sad. That hit the
Well,
window.
We've broken stuff in here before.
All right.
We, as in
All right.
me.
Well, anyway, now we're going to move from our favorite female athletes. Now we're going to talk a little bit in the NFL. So this one, tweet from John Ewing, looking at the teams that were bet the most amount of money to cover this weekend.
Oh my goodness.
At BetMGM.
Fading favorites.
The Ravens, the Cowboys, and the 49ers were the 3 most bet teams. They all lost straight up. None of them covered. My best friend faded all 3 of these teams. Took the Raiders, took the Saints. Well, I guess not the Niners. He didn't take the Vikings, but he took the Bucks against the Lions.
Okay.
$20 bet turned into $1,200.
Are you serious?
Wow. Just the money line on this?
Yep.
20 to win 1,200.
$360 on the Raiders to beat the Ravens, $245 on the Saints to beat the Cowboys, and $3 even for the Bucks to beat the Lions. Turned $20 into $1,269.
Well, you know what? My nephew Reed Preston, who doesn't really gamble much on sports, but he's killing time at work. He works the Ross Park Mall, my favorite mall in Pittsburgh. And he goes, Uncle Frank, I bet the Raiders to win. That was his bet. And I'm like, this kid doesn't know what he's doing. And I'm like, hey, good luck. And then later, as the game goes on, I'm like, you're in this. Then he goes, should I cash out? And I'm like, I would take the money. He didn't. So it shows you what I know. He didn't, and he won. So there you go. He had the Raven. My nephew might have to have him on the show.
Yeah.
He liked it. It was the first time he's ever reached out to me. He has asked me, hey, can I bet on the Apple press conference, to bet on the features? I'm like, we can't do that. Maybe in Guam or something. But anyway, he had the Raiders. So anyway, the sports book, everyone's talking about how sports books probably did very well week 2. So there you go, Chris. The fact those all lost, my goodness.
Yeah.
All right, what's next?
They were
Ryan?
definitely money line parlays or teaser
Well, that
legs.
ruined all the money line parlays,
Yes.
right? And eliminator pools. Unfortunately, a lot of people. Sorry, Alex, didn't mean
Too soon.
Alex just literally clenched her jaw at me. I was out on week 1 with the Bengals. Week 2, I would have taken Ravens at home. I mean, come on. And by the way, I know that big $14 million one downtown, it lost another thousands. And someone's going to win $14 million by week 8. There's the money graphic. Someone's going to win a lot of money. Good one, Jerry. All right, what's next, Ryan?
All right. Well, yeah, the Punchies may have gotten a little bit of a tease for it from Christian in the titles. But now we are going to go to a nightmare in Dallas. Alvin Kamara now has 2 career games with 4 touchdowns from scrimmage. The only other running backs in NFL history to do so more. Jim Brown, Hall of Famer, did it 6 times. Marshall Faulk, Hall of Famer, did it 5 times. LaDainian Tomlinson did it 5 times. Also Hall of Famer. Hall of Famer Jim Brown did it 3 times. And not a Hall of Famer, Sean Alexander, did it 3 times. And then the kind of the stat that I'd mentioned earlier.
Yeah, that one there.
Most points scored. First 2 games, the other 2 teams went on to
Nightmare
win
in
the Super
Dallas.
Bowl.
I will just say for Sean, since he's not here, he keeps bringing up the fact that during our draft, he took Alvin Kamara and everybody looked at him and said, ETN is still available.
Right.
And gave him a hard time.
Oh, yeah. Oh, by the way, he called me to tell me that.
Oh, he did?
He called me during the Steeler game, before the Steeler game. I can't remember. He's like, yeah, by the way, Yeah, he did. By the way, come on. Yeah, good pick, Sean. Good pick. I can't believe that list. That list is really impressive. And by the way, Sean Alexander, I don't know if you remember him playing or not. He was a fan. He's like the Priest Holmes era. Sean Alexander for 3 or 4 years was the guy. One of those guys that gave 300 carries to, burned out. But man, he was so good. Priest Holmes. Who was the guy for Jamal Charles. Those guys, and you forget their names, but those guys were the best at their position. Arian Foster, another guy.
Yeah.
Beast. Forgotten. Running backs really get forgotten quickly, and it's kind of sad. Anyway, sorry, running backs.
Well, you just gave them some time, so that's good.
Yeah.
I see somebody else here. James Eddington. Do we know James?
I do not.
All right. What does James say there? It's cutting off on my computer.
He's saying, I'm guessing it was when we were still talking about the Fever game, saying that he was at the game last night. Amazing game. So I'm guessing, Fever Wings. Possibly talking about a football game, though. I'm not entirely
Well, James
sure.
Eddington, welcome to the chat. We appreciate you watching, and share with your friends and subscribe. If you're watching the show, click subscribe, and in 5 minutes, you can jump in the chat room, and we love having new people in here. So thank you for joining us, James. And if you are talking about the Fever, playoff run is going to be amazing. It's going to be fun watching Caitlin Clark and the whole team, Lexi Hall, all of them.
And I think they're pretty much set to go against Connecticut.
I think they're locked
right?
into the 6th seed or something I saw, yeah.
Yeah.
Against who, did you say?
I thought it was the Sun, but maybe I'm
not
wrong.
Sure. Not sure, but they're in. That's all we care.
Yes.
All right, while she checks that,
But you know
Ryan.
they have games Tuesday and Thursday, and that's it.
And
there's 3 teams that have the same record right now for that 8 seed.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's going to be exciting.
Yeah.
By the way, the highest
this
ratings
week.
ever for WNBA as well. It should be.
Yep.
And we're getting to know these players. I couldn't have named probably more than 3 players last year. Now I could name probably 15 or 20. All right, Ryan, what's next?
Okay, so the last post we did was talking about the Dallas Cowboys against the New Orleans Saints.
Yes.
This one, we're going to go to 2 NFC East division rivals for the Cowboys, the New York Giants and the Washington Commanders.
The field goal battle?
Yes, that game. The Giants became the first team in NFL history to score 3 touchdowns, not allow a touchdown, and still lose in regulation.
Serious? That's crazy.
The Commanders field goal, took a knee to end the half, and then kicked 4 more field goals in the second half to win 21-18. Like I said, the Giants scored 3 touchdowns, did not allow one. The Commanders were 0 for 6 in the red zone.
Wow.
And the Giants still found a way to lose this one.
Giant failure. Good title. Did you watch any of that game?
I was driving.
Oh, that's right. I had the quad box up. I was peeking in on it. I was watching Jane Daniels have a few good runs, looking for Bellinger, because anytime a guest of the show, I want to watch him play. I don't know if you've spoken with Daniel. He's probably frustrated at that team right now.
Mm-mm.
But Jane Daniels, I mean, only second game. Fans were rallying behind him. And I think, was this the kicker that was just signed by the Redskins? Or am I confusing games with another game?
Signed by the Commanders. I believe that is
Did
correct.
I say... I said the wrong name. Yeah, he was just signed, I think earlier
that's
in the
correct.
week.
Yeah.
And Redskin, throw a flag. Someone throw a flag on. There it is,
Monday.
Kane. There's your chance. Damn it. Every time I say the San Diego, Los Angeles
Or the
Chargers. Cleveland Guardians. You can't, JR will agree with me. When you're our age and you grew up with these team names, it's hard to shift gears.
Yeah.
Anyway, Commanders, they're not a great team, but they got Brian Robinson Jr. I like watching him play.
Mm-hmm.
Austin Eckler was actually involved in the game. I like Austin Eckler a lot. So I was happy to see them win, but they really did. Both teams, the Eagles are going to feast, and the Cowboys are going to beat up on both of those teams, right? I don't know. But Jane Daniels, looking good. Looked all right.
Yeah. Jaden Daniels, who isn't necessarily known for his arm, but Daniel Jones is definitely known for not being able to use his arm very well. This stat is from Rich Rybar.
Okay, sure.
I'm guessing. But giving us the passing stats through 2 weeks in the NFL and the kind of drop off that we've gone on since 2015. So the passing touchdowns through the first 2 weeks of the NFL over the past 10 seasons, we are 20 touchdowns down from last year, pending tonight's Monday Night Football, but over almost 40 down from 2022. So just a big steep drop off in passing touchdowns and even passing yards per game. This is the first season with under 200 yard passings per game, at least since the stats have been tracked in this one.
Who was it on this show mentioned one less preseason game might have something to do with this, that they're just not clicking? And
Kevin on Friday had mentioned that with the NFL taking away
that might be
preseason
it,
games,
yeah.
it
because
kinda
the ones
steers
don't
his
see the
influence
field
away.
together until opening day, right? And that might have something to do with it. I don't know. Defenses are always probably going to click before offenses do. Yeah. And the way the coaching's, how many coordinators change and head coaches change, takes a while. I mean, no one cares. We're still seeing football. We're going to watch every game.
Yep.
I think the game will get cleaner. A lot of penalties. The Steeler game, I showed for my That's Crazy last week that Clete Blakeman, when the Steelers play, this guy, they called everything. It was the most frustrating game to watch. First of all, it was an ugly game, only one touchdown for each team. But he called so many holding calls, 3 on Broderick Jones on one drive. We knew that. And by the way, I saw another thing. Clete Blakeman loves to blow the whistle and be on TV. So it was frustrating. I hope I never see him again. Because he does not like the Steelers.
Yeah.
That's right, damn it. This team right here that I can't believe I pulled their helmet.
Okay. Well, we're going to do one more stat for you tonight involving the Monday Night Football game, and then we'll get you out on one post involving a starting pitcher.
Perfect.
For today. But this one, it's going to be Trendy Cousins, Jerry. Tonight's Monday Night Football game starter for the Atlanta Falcons is Kirk Cousins, who is 3-10 against the spread in his career on Monday Night Football.
Much documented.
So if you want to take any note on that, Underdogs this week 2 specifically, went 10-4-1 against the spread. So the Falcons catching that 5.5 against the Eagles.
Do you have any feel for that game tonight?
Just going to have to tune in a couple hours.
This
at Sports
stops now. Throw a flag.
On YouTube. Jeff Parles and myself will be talking through tonight's Monday Night Football game, college football, our power rankings for the week ahead, and much more. So 3 o'clock, Sports by the Book, YouTube.
I don't even know you anymore.
I get picks on both of the shows.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Oh, burn. Ow. Okay.
Because it's a different group usually. I think it'd be okay. But
can you give us just an inkling of what your Monday Night Football pick is?
Just give us one prop.
Side, I'm on the Eagles. I think Kirk Cousins is not healthy.
He's not. How long before Michael Penix is quarterback? Well, we'll do that in the Punch Bowl later in the week. We'll watch tonight's game, and that might be something for tomorrow. All right, Ryan
Maybe
McCormick.
Sooner than we think. I cannot believe that they benched Bryce Young already. I mean, I know we watched those first 2 games,
Again,
but still.
I feel bad for Bryce Young. I hate their owner, David Tepper, so fine.
Yeah, with them doing that, it halts my the Panthers are going to thank you for the 33rd overall pick. Like, I think Dalton gives them a better shot to win than Bryce Young does now. So,
all right, last one. Baseball, you said? You got a baseball?
Yeah. So, just before this past weekend, Paul Skeens got to meet the Pittsburgh Steelers.
This is awesome. This is like I loved this video.
Starter on the bump for the Pirates today, meeting the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Meeting J.J. Watt, Mike Tomlin. Here he is.
Success, man. Keep that shit hot.
Yes, sir.
Keep living it.
Yes, sir.
How you enjoying it thus far, man? Pittsburgh.
Pittsburgh's great.
Awesome.
I mean, he's just
all the best to you, man. Big fan.
Great to meet you.
Much respect.
Yes, sir.
I love your professional approach that I hear about.
I love
on
hearing
days that you work, how you go to the stadium. Love it. Respect.
Yes, sir.
Seems like Tom was in a big hurry.
Oh, man,
Couldn't maybe
let's go.
sit there
Yes, sir. You
and
as well.
actually have a conversation.
TJ.
There was a whole lot more.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Officially.
Gary, it's okay.
We want to go do the jersey and stuff back in here?
Okay, so there's JJ.
Oh, yeah. Hey,
TJ.
What?
No, this was earlier in the week.
Yeah.
Before they
I
left
was gonna say,
town
no
for
wonder
Denver.
why he was in a hurry.
Yeah, I know, but like Tom was like, I got a flight to catch. Don't you charter a plane? You could wait. But anyway, he meets a lot of Steelers. They're talking some LSU stuff here. Yeah, see, this guy just said LSU. This is one of the assistant coaches. I can't think of his name. They take a photo, but unbelievable. And then him and TJ do exchange. He gives him a jersey, right?
Yeah. So
There's Russ.
Russ and Justin Fields.
I mean, come on. That's the shot right there. TJ Watt and Paul Skeens. By the way, look how big Skeens is. Next to TJ Watt, he's taller.
What did you say this was for Pittsburgh? Their best pitcher and their
best pitcher and best hitter. Like, because TJ's a hitter. Yeah, that was cute, wasn't it? I mean, it's no racket case. I'm not. That's going to be. That's the. By the way, you should talk about racket case on Sports by the Book too. If you want to talk about that today, since you won't share, I'll let you share that. I'll allow it. Anyway, that's the shot right there, Skeens. Skeens minus like 120. Put the house on that tonight. Come on, St. Louis.
Put the house
How's your bullpen bid though?
Bednar came in the 8th. They let Chapman close. Yeah. I think he's going to have to go 7. Exactly. And I hate the Cardinals so much. Anyway, James Eddington, thank you. Anything else? I think we covered a lot. We did a long show. We appreciate you guys watching. Alex, we will see you next Monday.
I will be back next Monday.
Alex will be next Monday. She won't be here Wednesday. Tomorrow on the show, myself, Ryan McCormick. Are you here tomorrow? Or do you have Sports by the Book?
You're just going to have to show up.
You're going to have to show up and watch. Keith Lyle will be in to sit along and have some jokes and have some fun. We appreciate you guys all in the chat room. I mean, unbelievable how much fun it is. I'm sorry sometimes I don't get to all of you. But Nick Sassoni and James Eddington, welcome to the chat room. We'll see you guys tomorrow. We're here every day at high noon. Jerry, great job today. Jerry filling in for Ann Directing, who's raw dogging on a plane home. Caden and Drew Dog with another great montage. Alex, fantastic. Ryan, I'll see you tomorrow, I guess. Punchlines.
Good show.
Yeah.
Have a good show.
Lines.
Later,
Have a good show.
everyone.
Lines live in
Switch
about every
by the-
show.